Hello, everybody. I just wanted to talk about the Yankees real quick. A bunch of reports are coming out. I think Jack Curry from the S Network was the first to report it, and then just everybody just started following suit and reporting the same thing. The Yankees are out on Japanese pitcher Roki Sasaki. They are they have announced they're out on Roki Sasaki, and Jack Curry, who works for the S Network, from what I hear, gets first word of all the breaking news from the Yankees, and then he reports it. I wonder though sometimes if some of the news he gets. I'm not saying this isn't true, but if some of the news he gets is not total truth, but to be red herring because you don't want to give your hand away while you're negotiating a deal or something, or deals. So you throw something out there to the media for them to report to everybody, and then the other teams are like, wait a minute, they're in on this guy. I better up my offer, or what? Or I'm not going to get my client is a good deal, or I better shall I say lower the offer so my client gets a good deal. So I think some of that happens even with Jack Curry. I don't think everything he says is straight truth from the Yankees. I think some of it is red herring to throw the other teams off, or to negotiate, or negotiating tactics. This I think is true. What possible negotiating tactic could reporting that the Yankees are on a Sasaki? So he's most likely going to the Dodgers, or I always thought from what I read, and this could have also been red herring too. The Padres are having ownership issues and were said to be out of the race, but it looks like now it's a two-team race. It looks like it's between the Dodgers and the Padres, maybe Toronto. Although I find it hard to believe if he's going to go to an East Coast team that he would go to Toronto and not the Yankees. I mean, it's not about money, obviously, because it's international pool money. It's more so, where does he feel comfortable going? How could I find it hard to believe that you want to go to Toronto. I mean, I know Toronto has a big Asian population, as does New York, as does LA, but I don't know. I just don't see Toronto as being like that much more attractive of a place. What did they wow him with to tell him to go there, or that they're interested in him? Well, what did they promise him? And also Toronto isn't really that good of a team. I don't think they weren't even in the playoffs last year. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it's down to the Dodgers and the Padres, or does Toronto get into the fray here. I will say Toronto is a nice city, especially in the summer when it's not snowing. I don't like snow. I like warm weather. I actually find it. Oh, you see how I'm dressed? I'm in Florida. It was like, I think at the hottest today, 60 something degrees, and I'm freezing. To me, that's cold because where I'm from, like New York and Maryland. I grew up in Maryland, and I stood in a corner at a snowflake parade where it was like 20 below zero, or it felt like it was 20 below zero. So I know cold. I'm not like, I know what it feels like to feel cold. I've been through snowstorms with 10-foot high snow drifts, and piled snow on the corners from the snow plows where it was like 12 feet high or 13 feet high, and so I know cold. But your body loses extra body fat from living down here in the warmth. So, like 60 degrees, 50 degrees is cold to us. If I went up north, I wouldn't be able to handle the cold. I don't know how long it takes to build up that layer of fat on your body. But anyway, so yeah, Toronto's a nice city, especially in the summer for my family. We like warm weather. Maybe someday I'll visit Toronto in the summer, Ontario in the summer, and see what it's like. Also Montreal seems nice, and Vancouver, all those places seem really nice. But, we'll see where he goes. I'm not too happy about this. I really wanted Sasaki in a Yankee uniform. I think he would have really, even if we don't get one more really good offensive player, he would have been a really good piece to the rotation. So now I guess we focus on, I guess the good thing about this is now you're probably going to see the Yankees pivot real fast and probably get an infielder or something. Somebody to play second baseman or second or third. I'm hearing Polanco's name come up. I know he had some bad numbers in Seattle, but he's actually really good when not in Seattle. So, and I think is he a lefty or a switch? I think he's a switch hitter. So he would play probably pretty good in Yankee Stadium. I think Seattle seems to be the place where a lot of hitters go to die, so to speak. Not literally, but it's a big ballpark. It's hard to hit home runs out of. You probably can get a lot of doubles and triples and stuff, though, if you hit it into the corners and the gaps and stuff. But it's still a hard place to hit it out, so your power number is going to go down significantly playing there. So playing in Yankee Stadium should up his numbers, and before he was on Seattle, his numbers were pretty good. So if he goes back to those numbers in a normal kind of depth ballpark where he could probably hit it out, especially when hitting lefty, you should see his numbers go up. And I think he's fairly okay defensively. I'm not exactly sure about that, though. I don't know what his defensive metrics look like. They're probably better than that guy Arise that was rumored to be traded to the Yankees. Although, who knows? Maybe now this will prompt the Yankees to get Arise. Maybe they'll go back into those conversations about maybe they'd be willing to give up more now, knowing that they're not getting Sasaki, and they won't have to worry about any of that giving up, taking on contract or whatever. Maybe the way to get a big time player is to take on another bat. I would also be fine with Arenado. Arenado would be a good piece because he plays good defensively, and I think he's better hitter than people make him out to be. He's probably a little less of a hitter than Goldschmidt, but he's still pretty good, and they're best friends, which is cool. And Goldschmidt's good friends with Judge, and he's already on the team, so why not bring his buddy over, and maybe Judge can have an extra friend. They can have a triple date thing going on where they bring all the wives with them out on a date, That'd be kind of cool. And bring their dogs, too, because Judge and his wife have a hot dog. And so does Rizzo. Maybe they could sign Rizzo as a bench player. I brought that up somewhere on, I think, Fireside Yankees or something. And I don't know if they got back to me or not yet. But I brought up the possibility of could Rizzo be a bench player, or has that ship sailed? Because then if you bring in Arenado, you got Goldschmidt, and then you have another backup option for first base in Rizzo. And that could be an interesting option as well, depending on how much he would be willing to not take, so to speak. How much of a pay cut would he be willing to take to be a backup? I don't know. It's probably not realistic. It's probably not going to happen, but I don't know. I think it's a good idea. I think it's at least a good idea to approach him and say, hey, would you be willing to do a more of a backup role, be a backup player to like a bench player? He's a veteran. He's a leader on the team, so might not be a bad way to go. He could also DH, of course. He hit well in the playoffs. He wasn't a big power hitter, but he hit a lot of singles and doubles and stuff. Got on base and stuff. So he should be. If he came back as like a bench role, he could maybe continue that kind of production as a bench player. And if someone gets hurt, you've got him too, again. And also we still have Ben Rice, who I really liked what I saw from him in his rookie year and thought he should have been on the playoff roster. And actually, when Rizzo wasn't hitting, I was like, bring in Ben Rice, let him play. At least you're going to get some power in his bat. Possibly. He's a young kid. Sorry, that's my dog barking at something. Probably a neighbor coming home or something. And so, yeah, that's basically it. Not happy about Sasaki not coming to the Yankees. Was really looking forward to having a beast of a pitcher just come in and, just dominate for the Yankees. I did hear on, I believe it was NYU, that a pitcher that's still available, and he's kind of getting to the mid or end of his career, maybe, what's his name? I just hit a blank. This always happens to me. I always hit a blank. Max Scherzer. Okay, I found that one quicker. Sometimes my mind just forgets. Max Scherzer is a free agent and he's available. I wonder what kind of a deal it would take to get him. To tell you the truth, he's a sure thing. He's won a World Series before. Did he win 2 World Series? He might have won one with Texas too. I think he won one with the Nationals in Texas after he left. The Mets. I think that did they trade him to the Texas Rangers, and then he won a championship there. So, yeah, 2 championship rings, and although he might be in the twilight of his career, he's a veteran on a smaller deal, maybe on something a little smaller. Maybe he could be a good option as a extra pitcher if we could trade Stroman. And that's another thing. Stroman's probably going to be traded now. So the good news is that we are going to know soon what's going on with the Yankees, where they're going. The bad news is we didn't get Sasaki. So anyway, thank you guys. Let's go Yankees, and may the force be with you. God bless.